We are doing coffee on the road because this is what we do 75% of the time. You know, the other 25% of the time we're in the coffee shop. Just gonna have a nice pour over. This is a lot simpler, a lot cleaner. All right, good morning. So we're gonna be doing coffee on the road today. These are the tools of the trade. Very simple stuff, really. Just gonna have a nice pour over. So I end up buying the steel one just so it doesn't, you know, shatter or break. We got the filter paper. We have our Hario kettle. Any kettle will do, but it's gotta be a nice gooseneck for a proper pour over. And a scale. So from here, it's just gonna tell me how much water I need, because I don't want to overboil too much water because it's just gonna use up more propane and use up too much water. And we're gonna get started with the boil. So this takes the longest, especially on a cold morning. So that's going now. So once the water's starting to heat, then I go for the rest of the coffee prep. Now we store our coffee beans in this container. It's an airtight container just to keep it fresh on the road. This is critical, especially with the whole bean coffee. Gotta have a nice hand grinder. So I already have it dialed in. There's multiple settings. It's dialed in for the right size. A little coarser than regular salt, like Morton salt. That's all we're going for here. But the scale is needed because I'm measuring everything just to get the proper portions. And again, I'm doing all this while the water is boiling. So it is pretty quick, actually. So I just tamp it just to get some of the grounds off of the bottom. And we have our nice coffee grounds there. So as I said, it's kind of like a coarser fine salt, if that makes sense. Which when I put it in the paper, it'll be a little bit more visible. So next, we got our filter paper. I just gotta fold it. Gotta get the right paper for the right cone. So this is also a Hario V60 cone. Same company that makes this. Decided to keep it all the same. So everything for prep work is done. In terms of being on the road, I wanted to look for something that was a little bit more indestructible, nothing ceramic, nothing glass-based. So this was the option. There was also the AeroPress, so I have the AeroPress in the car. I also have a Flair espresso maker that we can do on the road. It's just a hand pump style. That just takes a little bit more time, so it's not ideal for quick mornings. We just want to get our coffee and get going for the day. So we've been sticking with this. The AeroPress is good too, but there's just more parts to clean. So this is a lot simpler, a lot cleaner. It's indestructible. I'm sure it could be crushed or something, but if I drop it, it'll be fine. And it's great for actually 2 cups of coffee. So I could brew up to 2 cups in this. Like I mentioned, I'm just gonna do a small cup right here. All I'm gonna do is just rinse the paper. It just helps get some of the papery taste out. Just kind of preheat the brewing vessel so that a lot of heat is not lost in the transfer process. And you don't want a lot of heat lost, because if you do that, then you get uneven extraction times. So now, as you can see, there's our coffee grounds right there. All right, so now that I have everything set, I just zeroed out the scale, and then I can start to add in my water. Wet all the grounds. Just want to get everything saturated, little swirl, and then wait about 30 seconds or so. So I start my watch, and then from there, this is the first step. And like I mentioned, sometimes we do 2 cups in this. Sometimes I'll just do a bigger cup, a small cup. It really just depends on the amount of grounds and then the amount of water. It's all proportioned. So I just did about 12 grams of grounds. So while I'm waiting for the time, I'll figure out how much water I need. And the time is up. I'll just fill it up. And I got my calculation done, I should say. So this is the beautiful part about coffee. You get the aroma. It's a nice sight. It always smells great. The anticipation as you watch your coffee brew is amazing. Then I just swirl it up again, because sometimes coffee grounds can get stuck on the walls and it won't actually brew evenly. When it's done, that you've done everything correctly, is you'll usually have a flat bottom. So there's our coffee. Let's just say I've done better. That is not as clean. It's all right. But that's it. That's coffee on the road. That's what we're doing most of the time. On a cold morning, it takes a while for the water to heat up, so it does take longer. That's the longest part of the process. But everything else is pretty fast, pretty routine. And then the best part is just getting to enjoy a nice cup. So, cheers. Oh, I hate that. I really hate that. I don't know how many times I've hit my head on that stupid thing. It doesn't go up more. All right, so now that I got my coffee grounds in there, it's pre, I don't know, what do you call that? Something. I was gonna say pre-wetted, but I don't know if that even makes sense.
You hit your head too hard. Too many times.
Yeah, I hit my head way too many times, and I haven't even had enough coffee yet.
Yeah.
And go.
Good morning. Get in the camera. We're gonna video you.